He don't know.
One day we're gonna get a turntable.
What's the name? Thought he said? Oh, my bad.
Barber College Success brought to you by Craig Charles of Crown Cutz Academy JC, Crown Cutz Academy Bristol, and now Proficient Nail Academy downtown JC. Spreading love the Tri-City way. Rewind. Spreading love the Crown Cutz way is how we do it. We always gonna spread love the Tri-City way. But spreading love the Crown Cutz way is the only way. And my co-host with the most, I had to sit between these fellas because they was putting on the gloves.
Jordan Barr from Bristol, Tennessee. J Bob on Instagram.
Ding.
What?
That's the bell.
Oh, okay. I was just
He needs a buzzer because he can't shoot. It's and my Fields, am I your barber?
Oh, man.
Marion, Virginia, at your door.
Yes, sir. We got a special episode for you today. We're going to rock it. But before I even start, I got to sit between these guys because they got this friendly competition of putting the pads on, getting on the court. How y'all going to settle it?
The barber battle at the park.
For real? Jordan got nothing to say now. He had everything to say before we got on. He said, I'll smoke you. I'll shoot you. I'll burn you.
one day, one of these days, we'll have a time machine, man. I'm telling you.
A time machine for what?
We run it back on the football.
And no time like the present, George.
Okay.
We keep the receipt from Dick's and bring all the stuff back when we're done.
Receipt.
These dudes, man. This is barber life. That's what I'm talking about. Everyone had a career, something they loved to do before they became barbers. But that's all right. And these brothers right now, they go in the court, hoop it up, work out.
Jordan was a professional at falling down. That's what he did.
Word? Oh, man. Shots fired.
Yeah, he's just talking, man.
Oh, man. Yo. Today we got a special episode for you. One of my friends from Cali hit me up on a more serious note. And she's like, man, one of my barber brothers got robbed in front of the shop. Got robbed in front of his own shop. And we're like thinking like, man, barbers, we're targets. Because we have money in our pockets all day, every day. We have money in our hands all day, every day. So your hard-earned income that you make leaving the shop, people are envious of you. People are watching you. You got to be careful. What do you guys think about that when you hear something like that happen?
That's a scary. I've always thought about that. I've been talking about recently about I've thought about getting a gun just to have one on me.
What you gonna do with a gun, Jordan? You gonna shoot somebody?
I mean, if I have to, man. If I have to. But it's just something that I feel like it's always in the back of my mind because I'm at the shop late at night, so I'll be there until like 8 or 9 sometimes, and I always lock the door, but still like somebody can be plotting on you.
That's a good tip. Lock the door if you're in there late. And especially if you do appointments. Which if you're in there late, you probably are doing appointments. You should probably lock the door. Because
there are a lot of barbers who just like to pay a lot and leave, but there's the barbers who just want to grind out. There's typically like 1 or 2 barbers. Mm-hmm. A lot of times you by yourself who just want to grind out and just be like, yo, I'm a first one here in the morning, last one to leave. And people kind of tend to notice your tendencies. And people sometimes want what you have. They see you with the nice J's, always dressed good, you're making good money, your books is always packed, you always have somebody in your chair. Believe it or not, people are watching you. People are watching you as a barber. What do you think about that, Emma, when you hear that?
It's definitely gone in the back of my mind. I've thought about it a few times. I don't have a gun. I have my own shop. I don't have a gun. I'm on Main Street, which helps. The area that I live at, the crime rate's pretty low. I mean, if somebody pulls up with a gun and says, hey, give me your money, I'm going to give you my money because you know what I'm saying? Like I can come back, I can get it back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'll come right back and get it back. And if it's a place and if it happens again, then I don't think that area is a place I want to be working at. Right. Like I ain't trying to get, if I'm daily getting robbed, like I'm like, I don't think this
every day.
You know what I'm saying? Like my booth rent, can I get like $200 on my booth rent because I'm getting robbed like once a week? You know what I'm saying? Like
if it happens one time is bad enough.
Yeah. One time is bad enough. Yeah. But like I said, it's not at the end of the day, there's no amount of money worth dying over. Not a bit. I had
family.
I got a friend, he's a pastor, and he put on his Facebook today and he was like, what if I told you that you could have $5 million $5 million today. I'll give you $5 million right now. No questions asked. Spend on whatever you want. But tomorrow you die. Which one you picking?
That should be a common sense answer.
I mean, yeah, you're gonna take the next day. So at the end of the day, like money is not worth your life. I mean, and it's not even a sense of like, oh, you're not a man. If somebody puts a gun in your face and they're willing to pull, if they're willing to go to that degree of desperation that they would put a gun in your face and take your money, hey, you got it.
I mean, but if you see if you watch the landscape of the world right now, things are tight.
Oh yeah,
things are tight all across the board.
100%.
And with the new inception of AI coming in, where it's projected that a lot of people are going to lose their jobs, a lot of jobs are just going to be obsolete. They're going to be gone here soon in the next couple of years.
They said cashier jobs are gone, customer service, medical coding, jobs like that, or AI is going to heavily affect.
I mean, so when that's something that we have to start thinking about before that revolution comes or that change comes, because it's going to be people without the ability to make income for themselves. So now everything is on the table. Everyone is a target.
Except barbers.
I mean, now barbers could be a target too if people not making money, if the economy is tight.
I guess you're right.
Yeah.
I say because then we would keep it. That people won't be making money to come spend for their haircuts.
Yeah.
So it'd be less people, I guess, coming to get their haircuts. So less takes a profit from us.
It does to an extent, and then people who are not making money because they're out of jobs. I'm not saying that's a dead set thing that can happen, but people tend to want to take what they don't have, and when they see you have more than them, it's an opportunity to kind of case the joint, watch it. So one of the key things I think about is people who do a lot of home haircuts, people who do a lot of haircuts when they're by themselves. Because someone will watch your tendencies and strike and make a move depending on your tendencies, what you do, how you do it, when you do it.
I've been plotting Robin Jordan for like 3 weeks. This dude coming in with the diamond chain, diamond watch. He got the new Air Force Ones on.
How do you know they is new?
Them things ain't seen dirt yet. They put them things on today.
I mean, but that's a realistic thing right there, Emma, what you said. I mean, you were saying it jokingly, but someone will come in and say, man, he got them new Jordans.
Yeah,
on.
he got it.
Yeah.
He got it. He always got some new shoes on. He got it. He got the jewelry on. He got it. Man, he be out, his dress is nice.
Be the one sitting in your chair too.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, the clients, the ones that you talk to the most, or somebody that you know that are real close, that you wouldn't even think just because you're trying to be a good person, might be the ones that are trying to set you up. But not saying that they will, but
and this is just a conversation to get people aware and be like, hey, you really got to guard yourself, because a lot of people leave the shop by themselves at night, late.
Yeah, I walk, and you're not parked right next to the shop. You park probably down the road or something where the parking is limited.
And we have a lot of female barbers out there.
Yeah, there's that too.
You know what I mean? Who will be coming into the shop early, leaving late, where people want to case your joint because they see you. I mean, I had this guy told me last week. I'm like, man, I remember using the shop, Craig. I used to make all this type of money in the shop. And I'm just sitting there thinking, and he was innocent. It was an innocent conversation. But him being so innocent, and a friend of mine, who else could have been just sitting there plotting? And some shops, it goes down in some shops.
Yeah. And like when I worked at the school, we'd work night shift at the school as an instructor. I always made sure I was the last person to leave the parking lot. Like I didn't leave. I didn't let nobody stay in the parking lot. I always waited till everybody left. Which is, if you're working in a shop that y'all are strict on hours and people don't really work over, that's definitely something you should also look into. It's like everybody leaving together, making sure everybody gets home, at least gets in their vehicle before you leave.
Or at least just check on barbers if you leave before everyone else, it's late. Check on that last barber who left. Make sure everything's all right. Just, you know what I'm saying? Just wait. Just wait in the car. Just you guys move out together, because it can be real scary out there. I mean, because when she hit me up and be like, hey, man, we had an incident at the shop last week. Shout out to TG, you know what I'm saying? TJ. One of our barbers got robbed in front of the shop.
Front of the shop.
I was like, what?
During the day?
I think it was broad daylight. Just pull up on him and be like, hey, give me what you got. I'm like, damn.
So what are our options? Well, how do we protect ourselves, or what are some of the things we can do to?
I think more so you really have to start thinking about automating your whole system. I know most of us, we love cash, and cash is king. But one thing you need to think about is having people prepay or have a appointment app, stuff like that can help, or have people just pay you with Cash App, Venmo. Those are great options.
I say most of the time I don't really even have cash anymore because I get paid most of the time through the app because they have to set a down payment or whatever
Mhm.
before you can make an appointment anyways. So most of the time I don't really have cash on me.
Or
Right.
do you have to prepay for your appointments?
Mhm.
Is it the full service, or is it just like a partial?
Full service.
So they have to prepay everything before they even sit in your chair.
Mhm.
How do you like that? I feel like that would put too much pressure on me.
A lot of it kind of did.
Put pressure on you how?
Like it's
Because things
people,
happen.
yeah, because people, stuff happens. But I said if you call and or text me and tell me, like what's up, then I won't. You can decide if you want to charge them or not. So I can, if he tells me he's like, hey, I have some things go down, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna push decline on it instead of actually putting no show, so it doesn't take the money from his account.
Right.
What's the app that you use?
The cut.
The cut.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. Yeah, I was on a conference call with the owners of the Cut last week.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah. We'll talk about it off the air what they're proposing, but they sharp with it. Yeah, you have a booking app, am I?
Yeah, I use Square.
Okay.
I've used Square for a long time.
How much is like $30 a month?
No, 20.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
And there's a prepaid option on Square. I just haven't done it.
right.
It was a little weird because I didn't do it starting out, so it was kind of weird translating into it. And everybody's like, "Man, I kept making an appointment because I had to pay." And I was like, "Well, I had people not show up a lot the year before that, and I was like, I just had to switch everything over so I can, because time is my time is my money. You know what I'm saying? So if they understand, then they'll do it.
Right.
I mean,
And I have people that'll hit me up that are consistent and say, "Hey, can I get a haircut?" And I'll book them. But if I don't know you,
Yeah.
if you're new, or if you flaked on me before, you going through the app.
Yeah.
Like no question, you going through the app.
So I mean, and realistically, I mean, the app is an option, but people love cash. Cash is king.
Mhm.
Show me the money. Give me my money right after I cut hair.
Some clients feel obligated to give you cash just because of the historical nature of the business.
Mhm.
Yeah, they always ask about you prefer cash or card, and I'm like, I really don't matter, but they're like, I know you don't get charged. They take a percentage when you do.
But think about it now.
cash.
Is that something that you would say I really don't matter? Because the climate now is so. Would you just thinking about what the podcast is? Would you rather just cash now, or just still doesn't matter, or you rather would just have it more automated?
It doesn't matter to me.
I still think I'll probably lean more towards automated, but probably it really don't matter to me at least.
Right.
Because I don't even spend my cash for real. I take it straight to the bank. I mean, it would save me convenience. I don't know what it is, but I like that old school, like me walking into the bank, handing the teller my money.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Let them see my face. Like, yeah, I'm making it work for y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know I ain't got a ton of money, but I'm keeping the blood flowing.
I got this guap.
Yeah.
And because typically what barbers do when they cut, they will just ball their money and put it in their pockets.
Mm-hmm.
Ball their money and put it in their
You know how many
pockets.
times I found money and like you wash a pair of pants and then you get out and you like, put your hands in the pockets. It's like $50 in there. I'm like, dang, oh my God,
A wet crumbled 50.
Oh my God.
So, I
forgot I
mean-
even had it in there.
So yeah, so more, like again, back to the original point. We trying to let barbers understand you have to be aware of the situation, because there are people out there. There are some people out who are just not good people in this world. We understand that.
Yeah. We're just desperate people.
There's desperate people. So you have to protect yourself. It's important to protect yourself and protect your shop. And that's what the dynamics of a shop where everybody working together, everybody's for each other, everybody's supporting each other is so important. Because when you have that dynamic, you want to protect the brother. You want to protect the fraternity. You want to protect the brand. Because in shops, sometimes there's so many barbers who one's this way, one's that way, one's the other way. And I'm like, the effectiveness of a shop is when you have a community and everybody building together, growing together.
Where do you stand with the weapons, guns in the shop? Would you have a gun in your shop? Crown Cutz. Would you pack it at Crown Cutz?
I'm not for carrying ammunition. I'm not the type of dudes that I got to have a gun on me. I'm not for that. I mean, I understand it's a right of an American to be able to carry a concealed weapon, but I was never the one to be
keep that thing on you.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
taser, something, taser,
a taser,
or something,
a knife.
I don't even
watch a movie.
I don't even want a weapon in the house. You know what I mean? I'm like, hey, because too much can happen, man. You know what I mean? And there's so many statistics out there that say when stuff like, I don't know, I might be saying this wrong, but don't quote me out there. It's less likely of something going down if one person has a weapon. But when two people has a weapon, something's going down.
I see what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt like that way too. I've had a gun in my face a couple of times. Like, I'm not bragging about it. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's not something that, you don't get no brownie points for that. But I haven't ever really carried a gun. But I really feel like the moment I do get a gun, I'm get shot because I haven't had one to this point.
Because if somebody brandish a gun and you got a gun, you pulling out too. You're like, man, I'm getting him before I get me.
As soon as you go to pull, I mean, it's like, he's going to shoot you. Like, you're better off just like, hey, yo, you got it. I mean, I'm not saying that you shouldn't ever defend yourself. I'm not saying that owning a gun is wrong and they're not responsible gun owners. There's some instance like with the dude that had the shotgun in the shop with the children that got shot at the school. The guy that took out the shooter, the barber had a gun and gave him a gun. So there are positive instances where I feel like that you could have a gun. But for me personally, if you're going to rob me, if you're listening right now to this podcast, if you rob me, I'm going to give it to you. I'm not going to fight you.
I think as a barber, you make money hand over fist. It's going to come back. It's going to replenish itself.
Yeah.
So be smart about the whole situation. Be smart about the whole situation. I think you should report it to the police and let them know, hey, hopefully you guys have cameras in the shop and, you know what I'm saying, you can get a descriptive of that person who came in or the person outside or whatever. Also just have like well-lit areas. Your front of your shop should be well-lit. Inside your shop should be well-lit regardless.
Yeah.
You know, but you need to be protective and make sure if you have a parking lot out by the shop, make sure it's well lit too, because you have to protect your clients as well. You don't want your clients getting hit on either, you know, because people could be part of your clients. They're coming out, especially as a female. Oh, they're coming out. Oh, let's watch her. Because I mean, you see incidents all the time when people are just walking down the street, women, elderly people just snatch them up. So you want to have, and I think that's a discussion that should happen at the shop. In case this happened, what do we do? In case that happened, what do we do? Because you don't want it to, and you never know. You can't prepare for it. You can't really prepare for incident situation, but have an emergency something where you can be like, if this happens, this is what we're going to do.
At least have a conversation about it.
Have a conversation, because you have to at least see where everybody is. So you know that, we had a conversation about this. So if something pop off, you're not going to panic and do something to put people in harm's way.
And that's another thing with like having a gun in the shop. So say dude walks in, shows his gun, the person, the barber in the back, say the barber in the back has a gun. There's clients in there, there's children, there's people. You pull a gun out, what happens? Everybody, you going to shoot across the room? He starts shooting, you're shooting. Kids can get hurt, clients can get hurt, other coworkers can get hurt. You got to have a
discussion, because I mean, everybody has on their phones watching these clips and these reels of people go in the barbershop, dude sitting in a chair, dude get punched in the face.
Yeah.
Or a dude was in a barbershop and this dude walked in and this op walked in and he just like let off on dude. And you know what I mean? You like, these things are happening in shops.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? These things are happening. And I don't think it's bearing you, it's protecting you depending on what area you're in. People, if somebody is angry, somebody's is hostile, going through some stuff, it don't matter where you are.
Yeah. And somebody, I mean, they can rob you down. You could be, downtown. I mean, it doesn't matter. It can happen to anybody at any time.
Yeah.
And it's good to have a conversation. I think there should be a conversation. There should be some kind of plan to address it. If you're working late hours by yourself, your client comes in, lock the door behind him. try to keep the door locked just to keep, unnecessary traffic out because you don't know what people are thinking. Those are a few things that you can do. Going automotive, like you said, if you do get robbed, hey, that's a good conversation. Clients, listen, I got to make y'all prepay because I got robbed. You know what I'm saying? I think they would understand.
Yeah, they go, okay.
Yeah, like, okay, that makes sense.
But it's just for safety, because if you like most places, and not only just if you get robbed, but you know what I'm saying, barbers lose stuff all the time. Like you said, you lost $50 in your pocket.
Yeah.
You don't know if you could be putting money in your pocket and you just slid it out and just falls on the floor, and somebody picking it up and just walking away with it. That can happen.
Yeah.
So for safety of that too, knowing that your money is in hand at the end of the day, everything is accounted for. Everything is accounted for. I mean, if I was a barber in the shop right now, I know I'm on the other side where I'm teaching and I have a couple schools.
You're on the other side.
If I'm not like that.
Nah, you good? I'm just joking.
If I'm going automated, I'm going with a strictly, I'm getting a booking app. I'm doing a booking app because a booking app has several advantages.
Tons of advantages.
Several advantages.
Just like the phone traffic, like there's just because you get to the point. I got to the point to where I was writing people down when I first went to appointments. I'm like, I'm gonna write them down. Oh my gosh, man, the phone traffic. Oh, and then like you felt like you had to have that book like strapped to your chest, walking around with it. So people ask, it'd be your day off. Like, can you book me? And you're like, oh yeah, let me go to my car and get my book.
Pull it out.
Yeah, it was exhausting.
But let me ask you a question. Do you yearn for that old school barbershop where it was just strictly walking, occasional appointments?
Sometimes.
Why?
I like the conversation. I like the environment. I like the classical barbershop feel, and just being able to people come in. It really made it more of a community feel. People would just pop in. Hey, what's up? How you doing? They wouldn't even cut. They just wanted. They come eat lunch there. They wouldn't even get a haircut. They just pull up just to eat lunch and say what's up, just to have a place to hang out. And I miss that part. But on the flip side of that, it's like, okay, it's so volatile. You sit in there all day. Nobody show up until 4 o'clock when you about to leave, and then you got to stay because you ain't made no money all day, or you don't get to see your family because the shop's full, and you don't get out till 8, 9 o'clock.
But typically, when in those days, it usually balanced out because when the shop was busy, it was busy, but when it was slow.
Yeah.
And I appreciate those slow times because I know it's going to balance out. And I typically, if it's slow on Wednesday, it might be, he's going to pick up on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or vice versa. Or Tuesday might be a slower day, and then it flip-flop Thursday sometimes. But it always balanced out. I typically made the same money every week.
So you just gotta know you gotta calculate your numbers though. You gotta know what days. Like if you feel on that day it's like a slower day, you got to do like 15 haircuts on one of these days to make up for for that day that was slow.
But think about it. You said you missed the community feel, right? With the community feel, when people walk in, and it's a lot of people that typically. But now with the appointments, do you think it's harder to build relationships with people?
With appointments?
Yes.
No. I think you build a better relationship, in my opinion. But
I think it's not. I think it's better because I'm focused on that person. That individual comes in. I don't got to talk to Timmy that just popped in and say what's up, because that would happen a lot. You'd have a client that ain't even supposed to get a haircut standing right next to you while you're cut. This person's paying you for your time, and he's like, "Yo, man, blah, blah,
but
blah,
that's
blah,
the
blah.
old field barber setting that you talked about that you miss.
There's pros and cons.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And I do miss that part of being in a barbershop where it's just like a community, just a vibe. Because the further we get away from that field, some people are never going to experience that old school barbershop.
But I think you still have it with the appointments because people get used to appointments. They book around the same time. They see the same people. You coming in, they're meeting people and having conversations on the way out. And it's not necessarily as bad. But I mean, I really like appointments better. I really like, even if it is a slow day, if Wednesday's slow and I only got 6 appointments booked, I'm like, man, I need to go get my oil changed. I know for a fact that I can go at 2 o'clock and get my oil changed and not have to worry about somebody popping in and stopping me.
I mean, like I said, I like it because realistically, you can really just set your income.
Mm-hmm. You get that bottom line.
You can raise it and lower it wherever you want.
So during the conversation I had with those guys from the cut last week, he said they got a barber who has 700 clients.
Jesus. That's crazy. That's 700. So what was that?
He's every 30-minute haircuts, easy, and then
I mean, everybody doesn't come every week now, but 700 clients he's built.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I mean, that's you know you're gonna make some bread.
Yeah. So how many you think that's a week that he cuts?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna get some more specifics when I talk to those guys a little bit more, but
it had to be like a $125 a week.
yeah,
that's a lot.
So
yeah, shout out to the cut.
Yeah, that's a lot.
I mean, but you think of it, some people might come once every 2 weeks. Some people might come once a month. Some people might come once every 2 months. I mean, you know, not all your clients going to come like that. No. But I think that's one of the advantages of having a booking app, that you can really build.
I wonder if that's a feature on Square. I can see exactly how many clients I serviced. I bet I could.
I mean, of course. I mean, you just go back and see how many clients that you've cut during the week.
I know I do on the cut. It has it. I think it's like 375 people, and it has all their names, but not all of them are reoccurring. I've had people that have came from out of state, like from Florida and California and Texas.
So you've had 375 different people that you've cut?
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's not far-fetched. You're close. He's 700, you 325, you 400 away.
But I feel like, I wonder how many of those are reoccurring.
I mean, it's probably the same like yours. Some people are just out of state that has booked with him. Mm-hmm. And, I mean, that's how it is. You are going to get some, once you're a barber, excuse me, you are going to get some people who you just cutting once, who just came in from out of town.
Yeah, because I've cut people from Texas. I cut a lot of people from Texas, Florida.
Who were just stopping into Bristol?
Just coming by, or they just been down for an event, or just passing through. They'll look on the cut app and they'll find the best barber in the area, and then they come. Yeah, just get your cut and get a haircut.
I mean that's dope. So the advantages, so what barbers have to look out for, again, this is not a podcast to scare barbers. We just put information out and making you be aware and just to think. Because our platform, the information that we gathered from our friends, our lawyer followers, and people who send us topics all the time to discuss on, it's important because there are going to be barbers who are going to be going through some situations like and head just straight on, just thinking that they're invincible. But things happen. You got to be aware. You got to be aware of your situation. Be aware of your environment.
I mean, yeah, it's just, you know, some people see movies and think it's like that, but it's not. I mean, you got to think about everybody around you. You got to think about the people around you. You got to think about your clients. You got to think about everybody else. You got to think about your coworkers. You have to be fully aware of what's going on and just take into account. I mean, whatever works best for you. I mean, sometimes for me, I got my bank down the road. So like I usually try to catch it and deposit my money at the end of the day, most of the time, or at the end of the week or something. I try not to keep too much cash on me.
Yeah, that's a good suggestion. Try not to keep so much cash on you.
I try to keep like $100 in change just so I can give change out through the day.
When I was in a barbershop, I would go to the shop with like $40. That's what I was going. I wasn't going with no more than that in change. And it would just recycle itself and change out. You know what I mean? Because typically I want to have like maybe 20 10s and 20 10s and four 5s. And that would kind of start my day, max 50. And sometimes I would go over, and because typically a lot of people would just give you like, come with straight cash, $25, $30, or just $40.
They would have what they want to give you.
Yeah, they would have what they want to give you off the rip.
That's what it seems like happens though. Most clients are just like, you know, like you charge however much you charge, they just round it up, give you the tip.
Above the price that you pay, which is dope. You know what I mean? And I always had the standard fee. If you where some clients that want to, hey man, can I get you later? I'm like, cool. There's just an extra fee on that.
You had a fee for that? Like they pay back later?
Yeah.
You got the interest.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's interest and everything.
I only got one dude that does that with me. He's the coolest dude. He's my cousin. He's like in his 70s. And he'd be like, I got you, I'll get you. And I'm like, okay, no problem. And he'll just show up randomly one day with like $90, you know, $30, $60, something like that. And it's the only dude I do it with, but I don't even chase him. He just bring it to me.
Because you know he's good for it.
Yeah. You know, it's a fun, and for me, I value that relationship because
he might be out there somewhere doing something. He'd be like, oh, let me stop by, see if.
And that's what he does.
Ammi can get me.
Yeah. And he just pop in and I get him.
And you have those relationships. Yeah, so that's good. I mean, so no matter if you have a booking app, you're always going to have cash. Because some people just always carry cash, and you have to protect yourself.
You know, I might not be a lot, but yeah, you probably most likely always going to have some type of cash on you.
Do you go take your money and deposit it, Jordan?
No, I do not. I'm about to start doing that.
Oh, you ain't done that yet?
No,
So you don't know how much money you really making?
I don't.
I appreciate the honesty.
I don't.
I mean, that's important, right?
I was taking my tips and I'll take it home and put it in the shoebox. But I'm about to go and put all that into the bank account because I want to start trying to keep track of everything what I'm making.
But you got to build credit if you want to grow. You have to build credit if you want to grow, and that's the mistakes that a lot of barbers do.
Yeah,
they don't know how much money they're making. I did that when I started cutting it. I didn't know how much. If I made $100,000, I guesstimated it was about like 65 to 75 a year.
That's what I did. First time I went to a CPA, I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, but the importance is when you don't know, you can't grow because now you want to buy some new equipment for your business.
But you don't have the money.
You don't have the track record.
Yeah,
because the bank, they want to see a track record.
And I feel like life is so much easier when you can take it all down to zero. Like when you know your bottom line for everything, then you know how much more you can grow and make. So if you know you make, $2,000, $1,500, $2,000 a week, for sure, 100%, that's what you make. And how many haircuts you know that you need to do, you can raise your price a little bit and make more money and give yourself, and then you're really giving yourself a raise. Same thing with your body. If you start with zero from your body and you know what's putting into it, you know what you're burning, what you're putting out, it's a lot easier.
Yep. I mean, no, that's important, man. That's big. And unfortunately, again, a lot of barbers lose track of that. So a booking app will help because a booking app will tell you how much you've made. I mean, you can just take that at the end of the year and take it to the bank or to your accountant and be like, hey, this is,
Now, before I used the cut, I was using Square, Square Reader thing, and every transaction it keeps up with how many how many haircuts you do, which is the quantity of sales, and then you got how much you average. It averages out how much you make, and then at the end of the year, it estimates all your salary.
Why'd you switch?
Because I can't do the withdrawal, the no call, no show, and all that stuff. I can't do it on that.
You can. Now, can you? They got no show protection. You had to pay for it, but that has no show protection, and you can do prepay. My stand corrected then. But you got your clients.
Yeah, but it's okay. Yeah. It's fine.
I mean, no, you got something that works for you.
You ever been robbed, Craig? Somebody pulled up on you.
I mean, probably when I was a little kid, these dudes like, man, let me get your pockets. Like 60
He's got milk money.
Got a lollipop and 2 nickels in it.
I was like 12. I remember I was going to shoot some hoops, play some basketball, and these dudes was like, yo, let me see your pockets. It's like about 7 of them. And I was like, I'm in high school.
He said, dang, man, what y'all want? I ain't got nothing on me.
And like you said, I was like, here, take that. You just said, hey, just take that. Like you said, hey, if you come at me, y'all can have it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not worth your life even. And I don't know, between 5 of them, what y'all gonna do with 60 cents? That's 10, 12 cents per person.
You gonna split a soda?
Hey, back then, though, that's 12 cents to get you like what, candy bars?
No, you
Craig ain't that old. No offense. That's disrespectful. He going out to eat to McDonald's with 50 cents, leave with a Big Mac meal.
Get you a big chicken.
No, you can't get that in 1930. 12 cents. You know what I mean? So I don't know what you're talking about, but I mean, you're never exempt. I mean, nobody's exempt. You know what I mean? Because in this world we live in, unfortunately, there's no that person I'm around, that person I'm around, that person. There's people out there who are just like, yo, okay, you got the Yeezys on. I mean, this pocket might be tight. Let me get that. And it's that simple sometimes.
They probably robbed my feet instead of my wallet. But I ain't got no cash. But all right, give me them shoes.
People, these dudes will do that. I know how sneakers are hot right now.
Yeah.
And people buy, and you can sell some used sneakers online. And
people were getting shot for a while when they were doing the drops in stores. That was a big deal, man. Before StockX probably saved some lives for real. Because people were getting shot.
It was like Black Friday.
It was crazy. Like
they was like a really expensive shoe that's coming out, and they knew they weren't gonna get it. They'd wait till somebody would come out and they rob them out.
I remember when the Galaxy phone pauses came out. I think like 3-4 people got shot that day.
That's crazy. So you see what I'm saying? People, hey, and I can just imagine when a lot of these jobs start going. Because you realize that we are in a recession, right?
Mhm.
We are in a recession. And if you look around the country and you read the newspapers and you just see what's going on, there are a lot of incidents and a lot of incidents. A lot of senseless incidents.
I mean, I feel like we're coming out of recession now, but the AI thing is scary to me.
Why?
Just to see, it's scary, man, because they don't even know what it can do. And like the people that created it said that they were like, "Listen, we need to slow down because we don't even know what this thing does yet. We're gonna be fighting Terminators by 2050."
Man, I remember this. Like I said, I was in that class. I'm in a coding class, and the teacher said, "Hey, man, yeah, it is scary. I can take over somebody's business right now with AI."
They're gonna be virtually robbing people.
It's crazy.
I mean, but think about it. With AI, you could sabotage someone's business. You could sabotage what you could have a whole print ad of something just made up to sabotage your business. It's crazy. Yeah. But don't that make you think though about protecting yourself, protecting your shop, and protecting your co-workers?
I'm saying, go ahead. No, you got this one. No, I'm just thinking like,
Shoosh.
I know. I just thinking about
back flick.
Don't you instigate it.
The back.
Don't instigate it. You know what I worry about? I worry about my Instagram being hacked. I love my Instagram name. I changed my password the other day. I ain't trying to let these dudes get me. I don't know how it happens. Y'all know how it gets hacked? You know what the biggest one?
Oh, somebody did something to my Facebook page a couple of months ago, and I was like, man, they said, and shut it down. I'm like, man, I ain't do nothing.
There's so much work that you put into that, and then just to get it like tore up like that would be terrible.
I know there's like,
and I was in Facebook jail for like 30 days for something I didn't do.
Facebook jail.
This man got you locked. You stole your identity, got you locked up.
I ain't doing nothing.
I say on Snapchat. My Snapchat is like a lot, like where a lot of my business comes from is because I post a lot of my haircuts and stuff on Snapchat. So I get a lot of freaking fake accounts and stuff. That you gotta be careful adding fake accounts because they'll hack your account too. So I never add them back or I'll block them instantly. So, but I mean that's not really much.
You can hack a Snapchat?
Yeah.
What does that look like?
I have no idea. I've seen it happen to people before, so I know it happens.
The dude hacks you, put a screen like a photo.
Change your password, everything. You can't be able to get back to it and anything.
Hack a Snapchat.
That's like getting robbed.
I mean that's serious.
It is because I mean same thing with Instagram. That's why I got the they got that verified check thing. It's supposed to keep you from getting your account hacked apparently or something like that.
Really?
Yeah.
I meant to ask you about that.
I got it because it's heard it's really good for business and it's supposed to keep you from getting your account hacked. And I was like, all right.
It makes me look good. Some dude with a blue check liking my pictures. I'm like, yeah.
It's $14 a month, so I was like, I'll get
That's
it.
Netflix.
Yeah. I was like, I'll get it.
You're making all this money, it ain't matter.
Jordan getting robbed.
I ain't making enough. I should be making way more. I should be.
You definitely get robbed now. They pulling up. They said Jordan got a blue check.
They gotta find a way to separate the real checks from the bot checks though. I feel like it should be
bot check,
like the ones you buy, like the ones I'm talking about right now. And then
are you talking about like people
that actually got the check,
like Will Smith's Instagram?
Like that should be a different color or something, just to set them apart.
Listen, man, I think all checks are created equal. And I don't think the content of your character should only separates you, not the color of your check.
But eventually, even if it's a different color check, then you'll have to make a different color check. You have to make because somebody's going to try and duplicate it somehow. You know what I mean? If you can duplicate, what stop me from duplicating a different color check for somebody like Will Smith?
I know, but I feel like there's people work hard for that check. And then you got people just buying the check.
I'm pretty sure Will Smith just decided to make an Instagram.
I mean, yeah, it's just
he got a check,
but still.
But that's people have been buying followers and
yeah, I mean that's true.
I mean, it's crazy when you look at somebody's page who have like 1,000, how many ever follows?
30,000 followers.
And you go down and you look and see some random name, and you look at their
page. Ain't nothing on there.
Ain't nothing on there.
Or they got 40,000 followers, and you see one of their posts, they got 2 likes.
Yeah. or like somebody's name will be like peanut butter or something. Like, or something, a crazy name. Like, man, come on, man. They don't have nothing to describe that person page. And I remember I looked in somebody's page and I seen that, you lose, it just, everything deflates for you of that person.
Yeah.
You're like, man, come on, why are you doing that?
Foundation is not strong. You
Yeah,
built your house on the sand.
Yeah, why are you doing that? You're doing it just for the likes. What is the likes getting you? I mean, I think a share is almost more better than a like. If somebody share your stuff that you have is better, I think. Then you have 50 people like it, but 4 people share it. I think the shares are better.
Yeah.
But it's crazy that about 2,000 people will like it, but only 30 people will like it.
Say that again?
It's crazy that only, like I said, I mean, I probably said like twice. It's crazy that 2,000 people can look at your post and only 20 people like it. I mean, it only takes half a second for a like.
But a lot of times people just like scrolling through, like, oh, that's dope. And just keep moving. And you really meant to hit the like button, but just kind of.
I know, yeah, I know what you're saying. But that's crazy. That's just thinking about that. I'm like, there's like thousands of people that look at everything.
Because you look at it, you got like 800 views, 3 likes.
Time to cut some fat off the Instagram. Yeah. If you ain't getting no reaction from you, unfollow.
It's like, gosh.
Yeah, man. So what y'all think about the podcast today? I mean, I think it's serious, and I think that people need to be aware.
It was a serious podcast. It was a chill day. I'm a little tired. That's what I feel like. I'm a little less energized.
And you talking about you want to challenge Ammi? You tired? You can't. You got
I've been getting up at 5 a.m. You don't want this smoke. I played this morning.
Honestly, I kind of feel like I like being feeling like this. I feel like I talk more.
Man.
When you're tired?
Yeah. For some reason, I don't know. I guess
you did. You felt more engaged.
Yeah. So
maybe you feel more comfortable. You didn't get so wound up.
My second stage of being on the podcast, my second half. That's finally coming through.
I guess you relax. Your muscle relax. Muscle relaxes.
I did take one now.
Why are you telling people that?
What? I took a muscle relaxer, bro. My body's in pain.
This is day one.
Day one. This is my first day back in the gym, and I'm sore. And I'm not taking any.
You didn't even have a chance to get sore yet. You ain't even got through 24 hours.
I know, and I'm like, this is just the peak. I ain't even the peak. I'm just like halfway.
Oh, man, what you do? Legs there or something?
Yeah, legs, everything.
Well, you squatted by 450. Yeah?
Nah, bro. I probably could if I wanted to, but nah.
Yeah, I mean, you back in the day, you used that running back that
Yeah, Emma couldn't do what I was doing, man. I'm telling you. But none of us was better than Craig though.
Oh no, I ain't.
Yeah.
Hey.
Craig was cold. They said he was cold.
I've heard of his skills on a bicycle. I heard he's untouchable on a bicycle.
Oh man, that's just
Armstrong. I only know one bicyclist, one cyclist.
Nah, I remember that day, man. Me and Micah went out there on the bikes. That was fun. I love riding bikes.
Riding bike is awesome. We need to do like a group bike.
I'm telling you, man.
That would be so easy.
I used to ride bikes all the way through high school. We'd ride them downtown. And me and my friend Michael, we rode to Johnson City and Kingsport one time.
From Bristol.
To Johnson on bike.
Kingsport,
where'd you ride at?
In the same day?
On the highway, yeah.
On the road?
Yeah.
How old were you?
19.
You have a helmet?
No. Nah.
Right.
That was the hardest thing I ever did in my life.
Y'all need a job.
That's when I was just chilling, man. I was just having fun. I was out there just riding.
That kind of time.
Now, we do the Twitzy Trail. I think the Twitzy Trail is like what?
That's what they did with Mike.
30 miles or something.
Yeah, we didn't do the whole thing. We did
that's fun.
Yeah, it was fun.
Oh yeah, that's fun.
I had I ain't rode a bike in a minute, and that was my first time riding. I finally got the gears down, but I had the stock seat. You know what I'm saying, on the bike, so my butt was hurting. Couldn't even sit down. It hurt because I had just that hard plastic seat. You didn't get like the aftermarket seat.
Right. I mean, that's part of it, man. That's part of it. You know, we gonna learn and grow as we go. Yeah, but shout out to FeedSpot for ranking as the top 25 barber podcast in the world, and we're everywhere in this country, from Canada to the U.S. to
Australia
to the U.K.
Yeah, UK.
And
Iceland.
And your favorite spot we want to go?
Madagascar.
We going to Madagascar.
We're going to do Jay-Z's interview in Madagascar.
I bet. We're going to do it right there. And yeah.
We're going to talk it into fruition. It's going to happen.
I'm saying I want to. We going. We're going to do a live show down there.
That'd be dope. That'd be really dope.
Yeah.
On the sand, on the beach.
Right by the beach.
right by the beach.
Yeah, I mean, they listening out there in Madagascar. We coming. Barber College Success. Brought to you by Craig Charles of Crown Cutz Academy, JC, and Crown Cutz Academy, Bristol. And now, Proficient Nail Academy with my guys with the most. My co-hosts.
Am I Fields, am I your barber?
Jordan Barr, J Bob on Instagram.
Yeah, that's why I just sent them between them dudes because it was a riff. Somebody said they're going to put some pads on and run the other over. The other one said he's going to cross him up and leave him in the back
But
seat.
we was good in our own right. All right, Ammi was good at defense. I know he played defensive end or whatever. I was good at running back.
Oh, okay, so it's a match made in heaven.
Yeah,
Okay.
you know.
You hear him trying to run now, Craig.
I'm giving him his props. All right. I seen his little highlights he posted. Well, I think
I never posted no highlights.
I think he showed me actually. Yeah, at barber school.
I never should know highlights.
Oh, maybe.
Oh, man. But anyway, spreading love the JC way is one way, but spreading love the Crown Cutz way is the only way. Check us out. We enrolling students the first Tuesday of every month. We offer the GI Bill and financial aid. Check us out. We have other options too as well. Vocational rehab, workforce development, the United Way. And we have credit unions who are willing to step up and help students get to their education at will. If you're out there looking to start a career, looking to do something different, just trying to hit the mold and change up from this AI that's coming to you. AI, artificial intelligence, which is going to take several different jobs. Check out our industry. It's flexible, it's comfortable, and it's fun. This cosmetology thing is a boss. It's a $45 billion a year industry. Barbering, cosmetology, aesthetics, and manicuring. Get a piece of the pie. Change it up. Switch it up. You can do this. Let's do this. Crown Cutz Academy, JC, and Crown Cutz Academy, Bristol. And Proficient Nail Academy, downtown JC. The one and only all nail school in the area. Check us out. Peace.